I received volume 2 of Spivak's Differential Geometry. I am not planning to get 3, 4, and 5. I think this is plenty for now. I'll look at them every now and then. Yes, I would like to cover them at some point far in the future. If I ever get to it, I have no idea. So I already have a video for volume 1. I'm going to show volume 2, but I'll say a few more things just because I'm here. So there it is, volume 2. And I guess whoever bought it, bought volumes, I bet it was just volumes 1 and 2, which are really, I think it's plenty for somebody like myself. So I'm going to try to zoom in more this time because the font is really tiny. Yeah, and it's very difficult to read. And hopefully I'll remember to on Zoom, to zoom out again. So yeah, the material in this volume covers what I would have completed in my class this term. Oh, political events. It mentions political events, which is the 1970 student riots, I bet. You know, like Kent State and all that. I bet that's what happened. So it looks like the first volume maps pretty well to basic mechanics, classical mechanics, and volume 2 maps really well to general relativity. And I used to have this book, the big book, Meissner, Thorne, and Wheeler, big black relativity book. I gave it away, one of the many books that I got rid of as I moved from place to place, especially when I got out of physics. So, yep, here's volume 2. It's got a preface for the second edition. And I'm just going to show the table of contents. Again, I'm not well schooled enough to tell you guys anything other than to show you the book. If you want to collect it, it's out there. I paid $40 again, the same as I did for volume 1. So it's got curvature. It goes through Gauss's book, which I just ordered and I'm going to have, but I don't know why I did that. And I was even thinking of making this video after I got that book, but I know from having tried to read Gauss's book on number theory, those 200 years really make a difference. And so I'm really glad that Spivak has taken the time to take a couple of papers from Riemann and a small book on differential geometry by Gauss and really explained it for us in modern terminology. So he's got the Ricci calculus, he's got I guess it's the gradient operator, don't quote me. Then curvature of higher dimensional manifolds, the Repere mobile, I don't know if that's the way you pronounce it, and then principal bundles, which I don't know anything about. I'm just reading the table of contents, and I'm sorry to be an ignoramus in this particular case. But yeah, I've read a few pages here and there just as I was looking at it when I received it. It reads really well. Again, I used to look at these books 30 years ago, longer than that. Of course, I knew then even less than I know now, and now I know that not that much more. But yeah, here it is. And if you're interested in getting this book for your collection, either because you collect math textbooks, crazy guy like me, or because you're actually into the math, into the actual differential geometry, he does do a lot of diagrams. The book has many diagrams. It's just, it's old school, and a lot of people are put off by old school, but I really like the way, I like the fact that there is out there a book by somebody who I trust on differential geometry, actually 2 volumes, that at some point I can reference, perhaps even read. I don't even know if I'm going to do that, but that have a way to salvage the classical theories and maybe use that as a contrast for the modern everything is a manifold formalism. I saw in Amazon somebody mentioned that they had gotten all 5 volumes and actually got rid of the last 3 because the last 3 are like manifolds within manifolds, and really the first 2 are really the basics for differential geometry, and probably that's all I'll ever need if I ever get around to using these books. So I'm just showing you that's volume 2, and then briefly I'll mention that he does state in here that his calculus of manifolds, he considers that a prerequisite. And because I plan to cover Moncrist. I'm sure that I will be able to cover this book later next year. I'm planning to. And so I just wanted to show that I have both books, even though I like verbose. And so I think I'm going to go for Moncrist when I go through this, but I'm sure I'll use Spivak. When I look at Spivak's book, which is the one that he states is a prerequisite for, besides regular analysis, for those two differential geometry books, I noticed that the text is super terse, super terse, yet it's Spivak, so it's well written, and it's got tons of problems. That is one thing that I like. I even think that this book, I haven't sat down and counted, has more problems than this book. And so I'll just briefly show them, but this video is not about these books. I just wanted to mention that these books are out there if you're interested, and they're considered prerequisites for these books. And I'll close with that.